Hey guys, welcome back for another video. I just put out a video about Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 last week, I guess, and I wanted to also do the review of that. And honestly, I will not be able to do that because I didn't use that watch. So, because I'm primarily a Apple Watch user, I am in that logged in that Apple ecosystem, so I don't use the Galaxy Watch 5. And honestly, I wanted to give you the real world users review. So for that, I have got my friend here who is going to explain to us why did he go with that watch, some of the reviews that he has got so far after using it for some time, and also we'll get to know the liking and disliking of this product from him. So without wasting any more time, let me introduce my friend. He is Mayur, who has been using this Galaxy Watch 5 for some time now. So I wanted to ask you, Mayur, first question, why did you go with Galaxy Watch 5 when in Android world you have so many different options like Pixel? I think Fossil is also there, then Samsung. There are multiple versions from Samsung. So why did you go with this particular model?
Okay. Hi, guys. Thanks, Nev, for calling me on this channel. So I'll try to give my best review as I'm using it for the past 1 month. And before buying this watch, I was considering Pixel watch as my primary. I've been using Pixel phone for around 2 to 3 years. So I wanted to go with Pixel watch.
Yeah.
But after their reviews, I saw that the bezel to screen ratio wasn't good enough. I wanted a watch that fit into my hand. And other players like Samsung and Fossil were doing pretty good at that in screen to bezel ratio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Even to be honest, I think build quality wise, other Samsung and Fossil, yeah. Also, I'm thinking from build quality perspective, Samsung and Fossil are doing much better because Google's this is their first iteration of the product, whereas for Fossil and Samsung, this is like the fifth iteration. They have been doing this for a long time, so obviously they have made the product more mature.
yeah, that's true actually. So I've searched for different watches as said before. So after much more consideration, I went with a Samsung Watch 5 and 5 Pro. These two options were pretty good for me. And considering Pixel for the same cost, it was pretty high than I expected, and they were giving less features as compared to other watches, right? So you need subscription to have their health features, I think, to
Oh,
get on
wow.
board. Yeah, so I selected Samsung Watch 5. 5 Pro was also a good option, but it was looking at the cost, it was pretty high.
Okay. What's the cost?
I think it's around $400 right now.
Okay.
During the sale, but I think it would cost around 450. Yeah, so I got this watch for around 280 including all the costs. So that's high too, but I think it's good value for the price.
Okay, thank you for that. So I think we got an idea why did you go with this version of the watch and why did you go with Samsung Galaxy Watch in particular. So wanted to ask you what are the top 3 features that you absolutely love about this watch?
Okay, so top three features would be I really like their health app, and when I go for a walk, they would auto start walking feature even if I'm not I haven't started it yet. So it will auto start and it will auto stop after some time. I think it's similar to Apple. I'm not sure though. And another thing was I really like their screen, and it their glass is sapphire glass.
Yeah.
So I think Apple Ultra has the same glass. I'm not sure about that, but
Yeah. Just to give you an idea, this is Apple Watch Ultra. I bought it for $800 compared to that Samsung Galaxy Watch. That is what, 280, $300 watch, and they have the same glass. Sapphire is supposed to be one of the strongest man-made material. In toughness, it is comparable to the diamond. Obviously, it is really strong, and compared to your Gorilla Glass and other glasses that come on other watches, it's much more durable and robust. In other words, so that was one of the features that he was talking about.
yeah. And other thing was I wanted to track my sleep cycle as well. So that's the one feature I was looking for it, and I think Samsung really did a great job in doing that. So I could they accurately detect my sleep cycles, how much light sleep I'm getting. And I think looking at those, I could rectify my sleep cycle and make it more better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I really agree with your points that I think Samsung has a lot of good health app features, whereas I think on Pixel you have to pay to unlock those advanced health app features or workout apps or features. And obviously, this Sapphire sapphire glass is a really good add-on to the watch and which adds a lot of value to the watch. So after going through all those features, I want to ask you, what is, obviously all products, even like I'm using this Apple Watch, there are things that I absolutely hate about this watch. So there would be some things that you don't like. Tell the users about that.
Yeah, sure. So one thing I didn't like about this watch was that this watch has an ECG option for me, but I need an Samsung phone to use it. I can't use it on my Pixel phone.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think the
Not using
drawback
this.
of not using a Samsung phone is that you can't have an ECG on your watch.
Okay. So that is the thing I really don't like about the Android world. Even though we consider them to be more inclusive, they have like open source things, like you can mix and match things. But then manufacturers like Samsung does this, that they limit some features just for their phones. So that is the thing that I really don't like about the manufacturers who are in this Android or non iOS version.
Yeah, I think like they are trying to do the same as Apple. They are trying to keep the people in their ecosystem.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I didn't like one more feature about this is that they have bezel to rotate or go through the apps, but the previous series had like crown, and I really liked that. And I was hoping that they would put it in this, but I think with the new watch they wanted to try something different. So I would really like crown on my Samsung Watch 5.
Okay. That totally makes sense to me. I have this crown on my watch, and I can't tell you how easy it makes our life, because it's easier to use than just hovering your finger around the edges of your watch to make the selection or to do the scrolling. So,
Yes.
totally agree with that.
Yeah, so sometime I accidentally touch it and it opens some apps. So
Oh, okay.
crown would have been better option.
Nice, nice. So after that, I want to ask you about. So you mentioned that you have been using it for like a month or so now.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you rate this watch out of 10 in terms of durability, robustness? Are you worried that you might hit something and it will break, something like that, or are you pretty fine with that? So out of 1 to 10, what rating would you give for its durability?
So around 9, I would say, because it has sapphire glass.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's like in the beginning I was worried that I would smash it somewhere or like I'll have scratches, but after some time I noticed that even if I like graze around the walls, it still doesn't have any scratch, and I would just wipe it. So I think that's pretty good, and it has a really battery life. So if like I'm using it for on power saver mode, it will go for 3 days, and if it's a normal, it would go for 2 days. So that's I think I was looking for in a watch to have a pretty better battery life.
Okay, so on terms of battery life, you would give it like 10 out of 10.
10, yeah.
Nice. That's good to know, because I bought this Apple Watch Ultra for the same reason, that it allows me to use it for more than 1 day, because the normal Apple Watch Series 6 to Series 8, they don't allow you to, I mean, you have to put them to charging bed on like every night. So that was one of the reasons. That's really good to know. So the third criteria I wanted to ask you about the features. On the feature side, because it has got a lot of health features and smartwatch features. So I would like to categorize those differently and would like to ask you, on in terms of health features, how do you rate it out of 10?
For the health feature, I would rate it around 8 because I can't use ECG on my Pixel phone. So that would have been better if I could use it on any phone. But if I'm using a Samsung phone, then I would rate it 10 of 10 because they really did a great job in health apps.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. So on in terms of smartwatch features, because ultimately it is a smartwatch, right? So that's the first purpose that it is solving. Health feature is like the add-on to which makes it really worth it. So in terms of smartwatch features, connecting with your phone, getting the notification, different using different apps like replying to messages and other things, how would you rate it out of 10?
I would rate it around 9 out of 10 because like it should not be an issue about it, but like the keypad is small if you're using 41 right? So that could have been better, but I think it's a watch and it doesn't need a keyboard, but still I would rate it around 9 out of 10.
Okay, that's great. So I think those were the reviews I wanted to give you guys. And one killer feature that I think he forgot to mention, and I want to remind him about his watch, is that you can play YouTube videos on his watch, which I really like. So can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so like I was just surfing around and I saw on the App Store that they have a browser, and I thought that if I could access a browser, then I could play a YouTube video on it. And I went through the app and I opened the browser, and on that I typed in youtube.com, and there it was. I was playing a YouTube video on my watch.
That I totally love that feature. And one day I was just sitting, we were watching FIFA World Cup matches, and then he suddenly comes and shows me one of my videos on his watch, and that was so cool to see. I think I'm gonna explore that on my Apple Watch. If I'm able to succeed in that, I'll keep you guys posted and I'll post a review about that. So with that, thank you so much, Mayur, for coming on to channel and giving a real life review of this watch, because I always want to be honest when I'm reviewing a product. Don't want to give you like false information without using it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for calling me on the channel, and thank you so much. I love your videos. Both your technical and biker videos are the best. Thank
I paid him for that. So with that, you know the drill. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please put a comment if you like this video. With that, thank you so much. See you in the next one.